A long, long time ago, back in the spring of 1968, long ago, all the 3rd Street elementary school teachers were back at their young age.
Concert last night. Say, you gonna be at the teach-in Saturday? We're gonna paint my Volkswagen. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Groovy.
They were all very young, and they all thought they were very cool, but then there was one guy who was the coolest of them all. Philliam Benedict was Peter Prickly's best friend. He was smart, he was handsome, and he had just been named principal of 3rd Street Elementary School. As Philliam Benedict got his job as principal, he had Peter Prickly go walk down with him and had Peter Prickly follow him by walking down with him. And he wanted to show Peter Prickly his new principal's pad. And as he did, he talked with Philliam Benedict about coming up with a plan when he got a job as principal. He was secretly plotting to come up with a very serious radical plan. He had a radical plan set up in his new principal's office pad. At his office, he had a radical plan coming up into his mind. He had a serious radical plan. He was secretly plotting to overthrow summer vacation and get rid of recess and to create a new ice-cold weather to keep kids in class where they belong all day at school and make test scores go up. He was secretly plotting to get rid of recess and overthrow summer vacation and create a new ice-cold weather so that he could keep kids in class all day so they could study all the time.
So, Philliam, old pal, how's it feel being the youngest principal in the history of the state?
Copacetic, baby. I mean, you know what they say. Young is in, man.
And old is out.
Way out. By the way, do you like the American flag helmet, Pete? I mean, it does go with the leather jacket, am I right?
You are one groovy educator, Phil. Cool.
Follow me, my man. I want to show you my new principal's pad.
Whoa. Psychedelic Principalia.
Pull up a bag, bro. I want to rap.
Lay it on me, man.
You see, Pete, I've been thinking. We're a new generation of teachers, right? It's time we kind of shook things up a little.
I hear you, brother. In fact, dig this. I was meditating to that new Ravi Shankar album last night when I got this righteous notion. What if we hold all our classes outside, on the playground? Imagine. School. Recess. No boundaries.
Hey, maybe that's a hip idea, but Pete, I got a better thought here. As my first official act as principal, I've decided to get rid of recess.
No.
What? No recess? But Phil, for a kid, recess is like a major play-in. It's the one time a day they have any freedom.
Ooh.
Look, Pete, the 60s are over. All that peace and love and freedom stuff, sure, yeah, it was great for picking up chicks. But it's not gonna help my career. To do that, I gotta make test scores go up. And to make test scores go up, I gotta keep kids in class where they belong. That's why, starting tomorrow, I am tuning out recess once and for all.
Philliam Benedict told Peter Prickly, yeah, it's great for picking up chicks, but it's not going to help his career. To do that, he's got to make test scores go up, and to make test grade scores go up, he's got to keep kids in class where they belong. That's why, starting tomorrow, the next day, he was tuning out recess while as the principal of the school once and for all. And Peter Prickly stared at Phillium Benedict in disgust because of how, needless to say, it didn't go over all that well. But as needless to say, Phillium's plan didn't go over all that well. Peter Prickly then left 3rd Street Elementary School to go get the superintendent helper man. Peter Prickly then left the school to go get the superintendent helper man. He went to go find the superintendent helper man about his radical plan of no recess problem. Peter Prickly then went to go get the superintendent helper man to tell the superintendent helper man about Phillium's radical plan of this no recess proposal. All the other staff of the school started to walk around in line outside while Phillium Benedict sat down on the steps on the steps of the porch of the school, forcing them to allow him to get rid of recess, and they would not accept his plan. They started to walk around in a circle with one of the people talking on the megaphone as they all went like, "What do we want? Recess. When do we want it? Now." Phillium Benedict still continued to tell them. He still continued to try to force them to allow him to get rid of recess. Recess! Now! Recess! Now! Recess! Now! Yeah.
Baby, I'll do what I want, because I'm the principal of the school, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Dig?
No, this is not right. This is not right. This is not right. This is not right. This is not...
Calm down. Mr. Prickly here has informed me of this no recess proposal. And let me assure you that as long as I'm superintendent, this radical plan will never be carried out in this district.
Yeah!
Hey, man, you just don't get it.
Of course I do, Benedict. That's why I'm replacing you.
What?
Yeah.
Prickly, from now on, you will be principal.
Who, me?
I see what's going down here. You tricked me. Went around my back to the man to get my job.
No, Phil, it's not like that at all.
Yeah, right.
Phillium Benedict then got mad at Peter Prickly, thinking that Peter Prickly tricked him by going around his back to get the superintendent helper man to get his principal job. As Peter Prickly tried to explain to Phillium by saying, "No, Phil, it's not like that at all," Phillium Benedict then turned back to Muriel Finster. He tried to get his girlfriend, Muriel Finster, to leave with him. And as he did, she yelled at him and said no, and that the relationship between the two of them is over for good. And she broke up with him and dumped him. It gave her the perfect opportunity to break up with him.
Come on, Muriel, baby. Let's blow this scene.
No, Phil, it's over. I could never be with a man who doesn't love recess.
So you're against me, too. Well, fine. I don't need you. I don't need anyone. Ah!
Oh!
Phil, you okay, man? God, touch me.
You took my chick. You took my job. Well, enjoy it while you can, Petey boy, because you're gonna pay.
Phillium Benedict then tipped over and fell. He fell on his hands and knees as he was walking right down off the steps. He tipped over and fell and landed on his hands and knees. And then he picked himself back up. As Muriel and Peter tried to help him up, he yelled and said, "Don't touch me." And then he yelled at Peter Prickly again by saying, "You took my chick. You took my principal job. Well, enjoy it while you can, Petey boy," said Phillium, "'cause you're gonna pay." And then he said to Peter, "Somehow, some way, you're gonna pay." And Peter Prickly, Muriel Finster, and all the other rest of the school staff of 3rd Street Elementary School never saw Phillium Benedict again. They never saw him again. They never saw Phillium again.
Somehow, some way, you're gonna